All right. Hey, today on Hustle Northwest, we got a special guest. You know that sound you make when you go out with your friends to a bar and you guys are celebrating your wins for the week or just surviving your work week? And there's a sound you make when you guys hit glasses. What is that sound? What is that? What is it called?
Clink.
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 And we are here with our today's guest is Sheena Nash. She is the visionary behind Clink, a new French American bar and bistro opening in Salem, Oregon later this year, hopefully in June. She's also the founder of Beyond the Bloom Farm and Floral, where she creates lush farm-grown arrangements.
They're beautiful. I should have brought it in here.
Oh, I
Dang
know.
it.
Darn.
Oh, no. I didn't even think of it. Sorry. They're beautiful.
And Sheena is a lifelong Oregon girl, now based in Almsville, along with her family. She's passionate about building beautiful, welcoming spaces that bring together and foster community, and that's what Clink is kind of all about.
Yes.
So tell us about the idea with Clink and what it is.
Yeah, so Clink in itself is a French-American bar and bistro that's going to be located downtown Salem in what was formerly known as Liberty Plaza. If you have been in Salem a while, it's going to be where Thai Orchid used to be. We'll be on the second floor there, beautiful corner. But when you think about like times when we eat and when we celebrate, usually it's around food and beverage. And so that's kind of how we birthed Clink, is like, what are we looking for? And actually began as a champagne bar, as a small concept.
Yeah.
And we were looking at a space in the Forge, and it just ended up being smaller than what we were looking for. And then the owner kind of gave us an opportunity to move into the Thai Orchid space, which was much, much bigger.
Yeah,
and
it's
we
a
had
good
space.
Overlooks like that street corner there.
Yeah. It's right on the corner of Liberty and Chemeketa right there. So you get a gorgeous view of downtown. You can see, the cherry blossoms when they're just blooming, the gold man. And so it's pretty picturesque up there. And so we had that opportunity to move into that larger space and to kind of dream bigger than we even imagined we could. And we just decided to go for it. So, moving from just a champagne bar to a full bar and bistro, that's going to seat like 125 people.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So when you say we, who is we?
So I'm kind of the lead visionary. We also started with a small team, some friends of mine, Brittany Randall, Randy Burrell, Sunny Tucker, and Paige Smith. So kind of people that we kind of just were thinking about what would we want in that space.
Sure.
And also appealing to that female audience, because when we go to restaurants and bars and places where we like to hang out and eat, typically they kind of are more traditional or masculine. And we wanted something fun, something light, bright, airy. So we're going to bring that vibe into Clink. So creating kind of an escape. So when you walk into Clink, it's like you're escaping into a Parisian bistro. We're kind of bringing that outdoors in feeling. So we're going to have 2 gigantic faux cherry blossom trees. It's going to look like a Parisian, brick facade, cozy seating. So we're just kind of bringing that all in. Also bringing in through the food, doing some French American food, some fun drinks, cocktails and mocktails, because we want to appeal to those who don't drink, which I think more and more of us are kind of leaning that way, or you don't want to all the times, but you can still feel like you're having something fun with all your friends.
So you bring kind of like an experience as opposed to just another bar out in Salem. That's just another place to go. This is more like an experience to kind of walk into.
Absolutely. We want people to feel like seen and loved, because I think, when you're in that hospitality industry, people are looking to be taken care of when they walk in. They want to be catered to. At least I certainly do when I walk in. I mean,
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't have to do dishes. I don't have to cook, clean. Like, that's just exciting in itself to me. But also to be, people be interested in me, how my day is, taking care of us, making sure everything is smooth, they're friendly. I feel like sometimes, we're a little bit lacking in the service industry, and we just need to pick up our game again. And so we're looking for our service staff to really be on their game, to really bring that experience to our guests.
Okay, so it's like a French style cuisine, but with more Oregon waiters, not French waiters.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's funny. My husband AJ, he jokes. He was like, "Well, French, they're a little bit rude, right? We can allow it." And I was like, "I don't think we get that excuse in
Yeah.
America." So, but no, we love the French too, though.
The best of both worlds.
Yes.
So the second floor, you mentioned that you guys are on the second floor. Tell us about what the second floor is of the Forge.
Yeah, so it's really exciting. So the whole second floor on the Forge is all women's collective. So it's all women-owned, women-ran businesses on that floor. So really exciting. So everything from Medi-Spa to boutiques to personal office space. So I think it's going to be a really exciting buzz through there. The collective also has kind of some strict guidelines that make sure that we're supporting one another, that everything we do is to kind of collaborate and help one another. So I think setting that stage for that is going to make that floor and everyone really successful.
All right. And then along the food line, I mean, Oregon's known for their wine industry, their beverage, farm to table type food, and you're looking for those partnerships also.
Yeah, absolutely. I love wine, so I think it's great that the Willamette Valley is just excelling in that area. And sparkling wines are becoming more and more popular. So, kind of with the light and bubbly feel that Clink is going for, we definitely want to highlight some of those local sparkling wines and other wines as well. And again, we want to support our local wineries as well. So we're looking to feature some on our menu, as well as having a kind of like gift shop retail space where we have opportunity where people can get some of those more specialty wines from those vineyards. Because I know sometimes it's hard to get all the way out to some of those vineyards to get that one, wine that you absolutely love. So we'd love to be that space where they can drop by downtown to grab one of those specialty bottles.
And you just mentioned you have a gift shop.
Yeah.
So tell
I
us
didn't
about
know you
that.
had a gift shop.
Yes, everybody likes gifts, right?
I know, right?
So in this gift shop, we're hoping to have some of those wines, also some grab and go items for maybe people on the floor, people having services or meetings on the floor as well. And then also having some gifts because I'm sure like other people, I've definitely had this happen where I'm headed to, a friend's birthday gathering or meeting someone and I want to get something special for them or a gift. It's their birthday. And so just having an opportunity for people to have some cute little gift items. We'd like to feature some local vendors. We have some local candle makers and home fragrance makers that we're going to feature. Maybe some jewelry, some gift cards. So kind of just some little things
A
that
little bit of everything.
yeah, just kind of special, but also, again, featuring some local artisans as well.
Can somebody call you up and be like, I'm 15 minutes away. Can you put something together? Here's my budget.
Yeah, you sweet talk our hostess.
Be like, I'm fine with whatever. Just have it ready and take my
Well,
money.
that's the other thing, too. I was like, if we could just curate some baskets,
Yeah.
which make it easy for people, because you're like, oh, I don't know. And then if it's just right there, I'm all about convenience, and I'm sure other people
Yeah.
are, too. So
I have
yeah.
a really hard time, like if I'm putting together like a closing gift for somebody or something like that, thinking like I start overthinking
Yeah.
it, and then I either
I
can't
gotta go
decide.
Target for one thing.
No,
Yeah.
either I can't decide on anything, so it's really small, or I've decided on everything
yeah,
and it's massive.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is a bit much.
Yeah.
Like I'm making it awkward.
You rein it
now,
in.
So you're catering to realtors where they can come and get a drink, have this gift basket
See,
ready to
that's
go.
right.
Meet their
There
clients.
we go.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm in.
So you mentioned that there's going to be you're doing a soft launch.
Yes.
What does a soft launch look like for you compared to what you envision it will be?
Yeah, so I'm thinking, hindsight, that our launch is going to be kind of a gradual. We want our team to be able to kind of, figure things out as we go so that we can, have that level of experience that we want to deliver. So we're planning on having probably some private dinners initially to kind of do some soft openings, and then probably doing mainly a reservation only so we can kind of limit how many people we're serving at a time. And we'll definitely let people know once we kind of open that up, but that'll probably be the main way to kind of get in. And then probably thinking about doing that for about 4 weeks or so. And then, kind of after the 4th, mid-July, hoping to just kind of increase that the amount of days and hours that we're open so that we can get to being fully open.
What type of dishes do you kind of see it turning into?
Yeah, I mean, our goal is to kind of have that French flavor, but also not do that like heavy, rich French food that a lot of people think of, but to do some really kind of light, fresh, again, using like those local ingredients as well. I mean, we're close to the coast, so we really want to bring in oysters. We want to have things feel really good, look really good. And then also, we're excited about crepes and like crepes really done and just being really creative about it.
Yeah.
We also want to be sensitive. I'm gluten sensitive, so, and I know a lot of people are these days. So having a lot of options for people who are gluten sensitive, having vegetarian options, as well as some vegan options. So I think just being conscious about, the different diets that are out there so that everyone feels like there's something on the menu for them at Clink.
So who's in charge of developing the menu? I'm always curious about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So I've kind of started the creation process of things we'd like to see on the menu, but recently we just hired our exec chef, which is super exciting. She has worked under a James Beard award-winning chef in Portland, and we are just so excited to bring her to Salem. And so she's got kind of free reign of the menu right now.
Wow.
I just let her know kind of like we want the classic French onion soup. I'd love to see creme brulee. Everybody loves creme brulee. Some of those classic French dishes with kind of a fresh twist on them, kind of just reimagining those classic French dishes. And then, again, having those crepes, but being creative with those crepes as well.
Wow.
Love it.
So how did you think up the idea of Clink? I mean, where did it come from?
Yeah. I think, like I said, initially it started as that champagne bar concept. And really it was out of, us group of ladies kind of, what do we want?
Yeah.
And we just wanted something that was really clean, beautiful, bright, that we enjoyed being in, a place where we could have celebrations. Clink offers lots of different spaces where you could rent our lower level, which seats about 25 to 30 people. The upper level is about 40, 45.
When you say upper level, is it tiered?
It is,
Okay.
yeah. So, the building has an initial level, and then there's like a few steps up, and that's that kind of corner where you can see downtown there. So you're kind of elevated a little bit, which is really nice. So it gives you a little bit of separation. And then the private room holds about 20 to 24 people in there. So giving those spaces.
We were talking about the was it called a rendering that you would?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah, 3D
the
rendering.
that
Yes.
you guys had on there, and it was so cool to walk through and just see what the vision was, because it's one thing when people kind of describe it and you get like still shots, but to actually I thought that was a really cool thing that you guys
It
did.
does
Yeah.
look really cool.
I
It's
know, it
it's
looks
so unique
amazing.
to Salem. You see something like that maybe Portland, but seeing something like that here in Salem is kind of where Salem's kind of slowly edging up, and it's
Right?
like diversity
We're
as far
upping
as
our
like
game
food.
here.
a
Yeah.
little bit.
Well, I think before people would said like, you can't do this in Salem. Like, this is too edgy. This is too much. You're pushing the envelope. And I'm like, that's exactly what
what
we
you're
want to
going
do.
for.
Yeah.
And I got to give our design team that's working alongside me, Structure Bar Logistics, that's Brent Hayes and Jeff Jewell. Oh man,
They did down a couple of.
they've done archives.
Archives, that's
yes,
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a coffee bar in Eugene that
Okay.
or Eugene or Corvallis. Probably they're gonna be like Corvallis, Sheena.
And they design them and come up with the entire visual
Wow.
concept.
And along with that, they also they're creating our bar menu for us. They're testing our cocktails and our mocktails, also our coffee and our tea. They're all doing that as well. Along with they are managing all the construction at Clink, which it is a lot of moving parts. So they are super integral for just keeping on top of things, all of our ordering, everything like that.
And what's their name again?
Structure Bar Logistics.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they're the ones that did that beautiful 3D rendering. And I'm a visual person.
I know,
so
me too.
when they brought that to me, I was like, you guys, it was like you were in my head. Like, this is exactly what I want. And they're like, yes.
Well, and I was excited to hear when I was asking about it earlier, because sometimes you see those 3D renderings and then the final product,
It's like, yeah.
nothing like it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, so was it gonna look like this? And you're like, yes. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah.
That's gonna be incredible.
Yeah. Like pretty darn close.
Oh,
yeah.
I love
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
It's always I always like going into like these businesses where they do these elaborate setups, and like, how do they think up this stuff?
My brain
Yeah.
doesn't work that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Well, we like to, take a couple trips to Vegas, and I always love going to the Paris Hotel over there. So that was kind of a little bit of my inspiration for this. And, we don't have French food in Salem. At least not that I've found. So I think, maybe Paradiso kind of did a little bit. But I think it's something that it's kind of an area where we can build on, and people like something fun and new. We're planning on having seasonal menus that change, because I know people like to try new things. At least I do. But also having some of those signature dishes, because some people are like, no,
I'll order the same thing every time.
Right?
We were just talking about this. Brian will go someplace and he'll be like, surprise me. And you can see the wait staff, like the fear come over.
Oh, no.
Like, what? And I'm like,
I'll eat
wrong.
anything, but as I get older, I'm noticing like, I'll have the meatloaf.
Oh, yeah. If we go someplace that has a meatloaf, he will order
You sound
that
like my
every
husband.
time.
Yeah.
He's like, that one. Right there.
Yeah, I know I will like that. I'll go for the meatloaf.
That's perfect.
I'm losing some of my, like the going out.
Your edginess on your...
The spicy was the first thing to go. All of a sudden, he's like, okay, anything but just not all this. Now we're like whittling down a little bit. I'm like,
That's hilarious. Yeah, so having those, I mean, I like some classics, but every once in a while I kind of like to throw something new in there to be different. So I think appealing to both those types of people is nice.
You got to get people coming back, especially with some sort of like rotating, because there's, like you said, there's a lot of different wines and a lot of different spirit manufacturers in Oregon, and trying new, we've got a new drink to try out.
Yes.
Some people like to try new like drinks and all that. I noticed you said something about coffee. Are you guys doing coffee?
Yeah, so we're not going to be your like first cup of coffee in the morning. We're not going to be open at like 6 a.m. So we're probably going to be open more like 8, 9 a.m. So, if you're coming in, you're going to meet someone, or maybe you're having services on the second floor there, and just being able to stop and either grab a cup of coffee or be able to sit down and just relax, or meet someone, have a meeting in the morning, just having that availability. So
a little crepe and coffee.
Yeah, that doesn't sound bad, right?
What is the SIP Society that I see on your site? What is that?
Yeah, so SIP Society is kind of our umbrella for our clubs. The first club that we're imagining is kind of a champagne or sparkling club, where we feature some of those local sparkling wines, and kind of having it like a wine club, like a pickup party, and doing quarterly and having, like a 6-pack of these beautiful featured local sparkling wines.
Do you like pick them up, or are they sent to you, or what does that look like?
We haven't figured out all the logistics of that. We'd like you to come pick it up, of course, because we want to see people, and probably we do some parties, so we'd make it really fun and inviting. Yeah. But I'm sure we could figure out, logistically, if people need it shipped. But I don't know. The shipping industry is always a tricky thing. So, it'd probably be drop-off delivery. Yeah. I think our club won't be too crazy. And then, we really want to get the community involved as well. So having some, community-based clubs where maybe you have a walking club that you want to start at Clink, and it's raining inside. So you're going to start, we'd love for that other sky bridge to be connected. So come on, JCPenney. Then you can walk inside all through the malls and back again, and then come have lunch at Clink.
I love it.
Very cool. So you are getting envisioning something that's more community based, and where it's like you guys can kind of and you mentioned the meeting spaces. Tell us about these meeting spaces. Like, how many different ones do you have, or how does that work?
Yeah, so our private room, which seats 20, and you could have less people. You don't necessarily have to have 20 people to reserve that, but that's nice if you were to have a meeting, or where you need a full day or a half day or a few hours, whatever it is, to reserve that. We can serve lunch or dinner, whatever works for that situation. There's also the upper area and lower area, depending on how many people you need it for. Also, it can just be a spot where you need to do a one-on-one meeting, and we're also being conscious of noise attenuation. So we're trying to kind of intentionally break up the space a little bit so it's not so loud that you can't hear the person across from you.
Overwhelming while you're there,
exactly.
Okay. Very cool. So, how can people find out more about Clink?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can definitely go to our website, which is www.clinksalem.com. And we have opportunities there where you can sign up for our newsletter, which will start pumping out here eventually. We've got so many things rolling, it's hard to keep track of it all, but that's on the list. And then, if you're a vendor or someone who would like to partner with Clink, we have a space for that where you can fill out a form and we can get in touch with you. Also, if you're looking for a job at Clink, you can also find us there as well. And then we're also on social media and Facebook and Instagram. You can find us at Clink Salem.
So who came up with the name? I was curious about that.
Oh my gosh.
Or was it something else before?
Yeah, it was a lot of things
Really?
before, but yeah. That was probably the hardest process out of everything, was to figure out the name. And we initially were going to call it the ladies' room.
Okay.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah,
Okay,
probably.
yeah.
So, yeah. So initially it was going to be called the ladies' room, and we were kind of being cheeky, like it was, the place where everybody goes and you talk and you hang out, because ladies tend to hang out in the ladies' room, And we kind of thought, no, maybe not. But we also wanted something that kind of like sounded like celebration, and that's how we landed on Clink. And when you say it, you kind of smile when you say it, like clink.
Yeah.
And it you immediately think of that sound, or I guess some people would think of it as a, prison, but I didn't go there.
I didn't go there. I was thinking
we're going to the Clink.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that's not how you say it. You say clink, not clink,
It's better than like, hey, we're going to go get food at the ladies' room. It's like,
yeah. So, but when you say,
I think bathroom. When you say ladies' room, I think
exactly.
bathroom.
So we were like, But speaking of bathroom, so right next to Clink, we are creating a super nice bougie bathroom for the ladies. Yes. And it is going to have a lounge area. It has 3 stalls that are fully enclosed. We have beautiful mirrors, fun sayings in the wall on the walls. It's going to have a beautiful aesthetic, and then it'll have a couple places where if you want to sit down, touch up your makeup or anything like that. So I think that's going to be really nice. The guys, unfortunately, are going to have to go across the way, but the ladies' bathroom is right next door.
Do you know what else is going in on your floor?
Yeah, so there's going to be some medi spas, lashes, nail techs, also some personal businesses as well. I believe there's like 25 suites on the floor, and I think they have about half of the capacity filled right now. So definitely, if you're looking for an amazing spot, I would go check it out.
They've been doing videos about the spaces that are open, and so it's neat to be able to see like when they're doing, there's a gal that I was seeing that was doing like the walkthrough of some of the spaces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so she was showing like when you walk in, this is the square footage and everything. And it was nice to like visually see it.
Yeah.
And so I think they're going to be really neat.
Yeah. The aesthetic is really nice. And
it's consistent. It feels like too.
Yeah. There's a whole theme, and it's very beautiful. All the signs will be similar, so it won't look like, it'll look cohesive, which is really nice.
Piecemealed together.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think is really beautiful and inviting. There'll be a directory, so people won't know where to go. It's not confusing. There's not a lot of zigs and zags, which sometimes those interior spaces can be a little confusing like that. So I think that's going to be really nice. So we're hoping to get more people in there, get it filled up. And then the Sky Bridge over to the parkade is right there, which is so nice to be able to just like go park in the parkade and then just walk in there. Love that.
Yeah, it's so hard with parking downtown with some of these businesses. I can see where we have to park like 5 or 6 blocks away to get to your business. That must be really hard, but in your case, that sounds a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you want to encourage shopping too.
Yeah. In Oregon too. With the weather.
Exactly.
Well, and it's neat seeing like all the new life that's like breathing into downtown.
Yeah.
Is that the right saying?
Yeah.
So
I like it.
I like it. We're gonna
go
You
with
can
it.
coin that
exactly.
if you want. All right. Well, Sheena, thank you for coming out and kind of explaining this to us as far as what is Clink.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
it's
my pleasure.
exciting. Hopefully, this is this launch will launch other things in your area, and especially inside the building. and you can make a whole day of going to the forge and getting your nails done and
I
going
was
to
gonna say,
Clink.
I just like picture
Yeah,
people
sounds like a
going
spa
and
day,
hanging
right?
out there the whole day. I mean,
Yeah.
like I need a break to go eat really quick, and then
Yeah.
I'll come back, and then I'll get my nails done.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Sounds rough, right?
I know, right? Tough life. Tough life.
I love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming out, and we look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Love
Thanks.
it.